Well, I go to pull these lifters off and get these long bolts. They obviously must oil around this bolt. I mean, this is seriously nasty oil. No, I just throw them in here and clean them up. I cleaned those rock arms pretty good. With gasoline again. I'm obviously going to have to run some gas down inside the heads here. Clean up some of that old nasty oil. First thing I'll do is try to get my lifters out. Hopefully they won't be a ridge on the bottom and I'll be able to get them out. And I'll have a little better chance of getting this thing clean. Well, out of the whole bunch, only one of them wanted to come up. So what I'm going to try to do is get the camshaft out if it'll clear them now. And then push them down and let them fall through on the inside. I think this would be the best way to do it. If that don't work, well then I'll have to try to work on them some more and try to get that ridge off the bottom. Well, I yanked the oil pump out. It looks like this thing here goes up into that into this gear on top, which is that one back in there. Now I've turned the cam and kind of raised it up a little. We'll see what's happening with that. That's got to come out before the camshaft does. It might be just interfering with dirt and stuff now. I sprayed that all down with WD-40. I don't know if you can see it here, but it's turning pretty good. And one way, obviously the way the motor rotates wants to pull it down, and the opposite way, which is good for, wants to pull it up. So it looks like it's all pretty free in there. I'll just try to get it out if I can, and then hopefully the cam will come out. Yeah, I took a little playing with it, but I've eventually got it loose here, and hopefully it'll come out. Yeah. Drop it back in there. I'm doing this one-handed, so yeah, it comes up through the top. Looks like I'm interfering a bit with something here, so I'll try to get this shaft and work it around a bit. Yeah, it's coming out. There we go. Oh yeah, it's you can see where it was all really filthy and stuff. Yeah, well, just throw this in the goop and clean it up and move on to the next piece. Sure enough, a couple turns with a wrench. Mr. Bump Stick here started coming out. It's going to be a two-handed job, but we came out past the first few lifters there, so it's just going to be a matter of raising those lifters up and getting it on out. I'll do that now. Well, there we go. We got it out. Looks pretty good. This what looks like dirt on it. Stuff here is actually, you know, paint crap that I had put on it when I was cleaning it. Doesn't look like it's got any bad wear patterns. Hopefully my cam bearings will be good. I won't know until I kind of clean them up and see what I got there. I'll just clean this up and set it aside for now. Well, good news on this, I took a little gas to it and cleaned it up, and all the bearing surfaces are just almost flawless. I couldn't ask for anything better than that. And there's just a tiny bit of wear on the lobes. I wouldn't hesitate at all putting this camera right back in the motor and going from there. But I got a rump cam I'm going to put in it, and now I can knock my lifters out and proceed to clean up the rest of this valley. Alright, so I just Took this opportunity now that I got all the lifters and everything out, I can clean it better. Hitting all the loose places I could with gas. As you can see, I got quite a bit of crap out of it down there. I'll flip it over and see if I can clean a little more out. And then I'll start looking here and see what I've got in the way of this camshaft bearings and see if those have to be replaced. I don't think they will. Next thing here, I just went over it and hit it with lacquer thinner this time. That'll cut everything that gas left. Start to seriously get it clean here. I'll turn the crank over and clean the other side, and we'll flip the motor and flush it out from the bottom. Rotated a few times, hit it 2 or 3 more times with lacquer thinner. You can see it's drying out real nice. It's going to leave a surface that's hardly any grease or anything on. This lacquer thinner cuts that paraffin really good. We're just wiping it off a little bit here. It dries pretty fast. It'll clean up a lot of the stuff that's left over that, you know, maybe the gasoline partially dissolved. But now the motor is starting to look really good. There's still dirt in it, of course, like down in the bottom there. And I'm never going to get that out. The only way to do it is to take the motor completely apart. But at this point, I don't really care. I'm not even going to pull the heads. I'm just trying to clean it up. It had good compression, so it should start and run. I'll defoam it or use foam stuff on it now, then finish degreasing it and hit it with water. And that should finish up their cleaning and I can start putting it together. Sprayed a couple more cans on it here. You can see that it's starting to clean it up. You see the grease running off of it here. As this stuff dissolves it and runs down. Let it soak a while. Again, I'm just using old cardboard here to catch the stuff to keep it off of my ground. Some of it's going to get on the ground anyway. It's pretty obvious there. But this degreaser is actually going to clean it up, so I'm going to hose my area down. But you can see it's dissolving some grease that was inside the valve springs I didn't get. The lacquer thinner and everything is loosening it up, and now this degreaser can really bite. I'll let her soak and drain here and then hit it with water. Hopefully it'll dry enough to where it won't rust too bad before tomorrow. I've hosed it down good now. Since all the lifters out of it, all of the exhaust and intake valves are closed, so no water got into the cylinders. I'm going to rotate it around a couple times now and try to drain all the water out, and then I'll yank the plugs so if there's any in the cylinders it'll dry. An interesting little trivia, maybe you know about and maybe you don't. Some engineers were searching for a water displacement spray. They could spray on stuff and it could drive water out of ignition systems and stuff, and Formula 40 worked. And so what this really means is water displacement 40. Formula 40. So all I'm doing is, since I know that I got a lot of water and stuff in here, I'm spraying this whole thing really good with WD-40. It's going to serve a couple things. One, it's going to run all the water out of all these nooks and crannies, and it's also a pretty good lubricant. And I can get it back in here into the cam bearings and stuff, and it'll also tend to dissolve a little bit of the junk and crud. But basically I'm just covering everything that could possibly rust here with this WD-40. This is going to run out what's left of my water, bond to the metal, or not bond, but stick to it. And I'll just keep rotating it around and get all of that out of it. And we'll cover it up and call it quits.